but now they can call me Batman.
What up? Welcome back once again to the Necro Zoo. I am Bones. And in this one, let's go ahead and add one more figure to my McFarlane DC Multiverse collection. Now this time it will be the variant blue version of the armored Batman from The Dark Knight Returns. Now I did find this at Target, but I would like to talk a little bit about it. The thing is that the first one that I found, I walked in there and I also found another Lobo for my unopened collection. And I walked up to the counter, to the self-checkout, and I tried to ring this one up first, and it said that no, what did it say? No item found or something like that. So right away, the first thing I did is I scanned this one, and then I put that one in the bag, and then I scanned this one, and then I put them both in there, and then checked out and took off. So I did pick him up, but for some reason it didn't ring up in the system. But oh well. Now a couple of days later, I went to a different Target, and I think I saw maybe like 6 armored Batmans. And I said, you know what, I could see 6 of them. I'm going to look and see if there's another blue variant. And there was. So I did get the one I needed for my unopened collection. But I knew that it wouldn't ring up. So I went ahead and bought an animated Flash also for my unopened collection. So that way I scanned this one twice and just put this one in the bag. That way there wouldn't be any, workers trying to tell me, hey, you can't buy that or whatever. And actually it did work. That's how I walked out with them. And pretty cool, because I was already looking how to pick one up on the secondary market. But now I do have my 2, and that's all I need. So a couple of interesting things on this one. It's not going to be a big review because, of course, we've already seen this with the original black and gray version. But he does look like an absolute brick house in the packaging. So let's go ahead and take a look at him. But first, he does come with your standard black DC Multiverse stand. Now this is definitely not needed, but sometimes it comes in useful. He also comes with his data file card. Now, one thing people were wondering was if it was the same card, because on the packaging it does say the blue version. And definitely, yes, this is a different picture of this figure. Now I do have the original version, and they are different, slightly similar, and on the back they have slight differences. So we'll add that to the collection. He does come with 2 alternate grasping hands. I love these hands, and just to look at these hands at first, I love the paint that they use, which has like a pretty metallic, kind of purplish blue paint to it. So pretty awesome. Now let's go ahead and take a closer look at them. Now, first impressions, you might think, why would I want another one? I already have the black one. But honestly, the paint they used on this gives the figure like a completely different type of feel. Now at first you could say it is more reminiscent of the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel. Aside from that, I just love the metallic paint that they used. It gives it like a shinier gloss than the original release, and a more metallic feel to it. But all in all, happy to get a different version. He will be going up next to his black variant, so no shame to add it to the collection. But it does look pretty cool. Taking a look at the head, like I said before, the helmet actually shows off what I'm talking about, that purplish tint metallic paint. You get, good articulation there. At the shoulders, it's the same thing. The pauldron goes up over the cape, and that way you could, get it about 90 degrees. He does have single jointed elbows, but he does have a elbow swivel, so that adds to the articulation. And then the hand's pretty cool. This one's a fist. The other one is like a kind of gun hand, and then the wrist has articulation. Barrel chested armor on the front, where you could actually see the beat marks where he, when you hammer metal, and then moving down to the yellow belt. Now this is more like a cream yellow belt, not necessarily like a bright yellow like in the comic, but it gives off what it wants to give off, the idea that this is more like a comic version. Then of course the legs. Now there is no reason on earth why you would want armored Batman to do the splits, nor would he be able to, but you could get it out enough. I'm satisfied with that. And then he has very little thigh twist. I mean, it's not a lot really, but you could still show off those double jointed knees down into the boot. Now the boot does have nice articulation up and down, left to right, and even some rocker. And of course, the toe articulation. Like I said, loving the like details, the little indentations in all the metal. These lower parts are soft so they could move around, which was a good innovation by McFarlane. And then underneath, of course, you added the spikes that are ripped straight from the comics. And then moving up, a little bit more sculpt work. And then they did change the color of the cape, even though it is the same faux cloth cape that came with the original. All in all, nothing great, but pretty nice to add to the collection. Now, they have shown pictures of the Batman vs. Superman 2-pack that's going to be coming out. And people have said that the head sculpt is more, in line with the comic. So at least you're going to get a different head sculpt. And I don't know why, but I think that paint looks even more metallic. But of course, we will not be able to tell until we get it in hand. But let's go ahead and bring out the original version to get a side-by-side look at them. Just stark contrast, this one to that one. This gives off more like a live action Batman v Superman, feel. And this one gives off a more Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. Like I said, the capes are colored different. All in all, completely different color schemes. So I'm happy to add them to the collection. Happy to find them out there in the wild. Now, before we go, let's take a look at them next to some other repainted McFarlane figures. First of all, next to the red version of Batman from the White Knight. Pretty underestimated figure because people, don't just glossed over this one. But to me, he's pretty cool repaint. And then let's take a look at him next to Gold Death, the repaint of the Red Death, the Flash version of Batman. He's evil. And then finally, let's take a look at him next to the Hellbat golden armor, just for some size comparison there. So anyways, guys, look for them at Target, but don't try and ring them up yourself, or use another figure to put them in the bag. And don't ask for help because they might not want to sell it to you. But pretty cool. We're gonna add them to the collection. You guys keep hunting out there, keep collecting, keep customizing, and I will see you on the next one. To the collection. You guys keep